Hello Super Sentai fans and welcome back to Toku Topics. Today I'm taking a look at the Ranger Key set After Gokai Hero Edition, Memorial Edition set. And this is part of kind of the 10 Gokaiger merchandise wave of items that we've been getting recently. So of course we've already taken a look on this channel at the Memorial Mobirates. We also took a look at the Memorial 35 Edition Red Ranger Key set, which I'm going to be using in this video as well. And of course we also took a look at the Gokai Galleon Ranger Key. But this is a set that I was very, very highly anticipating, and I'm very excited for this thing. This is the thing I was the most excited for besides the Mobirates itself, and of course the upcoming Gokai Cellular. So this is the set that has all of the Red Rangers from Go Busters through Zenkaiger, which isn't a Red Ranger, but team leaders at least. Essentially this is Zenkaiger, basically. Basically if you add Gokai Red's Ranger Key to it, it is basically Zenkaiger from the new crossover film of Zenkaiger versus Kira Major. So basically, I already unboxed this set. I've already taken it out of the Bandai shipper box, and I've looked at all the keys already in my whole Project Unlock unboxing video. And in that video, I explained that I recently had my nails painted, so get used to that being in here, and at least in a couple of videos while this is a thing. But I like it. I think they look nice. But yeah, so that's a thing. But basically, I've already kind of taken a look at this, and now this is going to be the full-on review of the set and demonstrating all the keys in the Memorial Mobirates and getting a nice closer look at all of them. So there has been some problems with this set as well, and I mentioned this in the unboxing, but some people have been getting these with really weird QC problems on the paint and some defects on the keys, like my buddy Anthony over at Heroes of Fandom unfortunately got a Kira Major key that had the Tokuichigo key piece on it, so it couldn't read it correctly, which was very strange and made me very terrified. But I checked all the keys over in the unboxing. They're all good, so now we can just use them and take a look at all of them. And also get a nice big group shot of all 45 leaders if I can get that to fit in this little table. But basically, here's the package. It has Gokai Red holding the Zenkaiger Ranger Key. And on the side, you have every key in the set. So obviously, Red Buster through Zenkaiger. And on the back, you just see all the keys there. They're all Memorial Edition keys, which means they have the auto flip feature with the little button on the side. And it advertises the Mobirates. And on the other side, you get the same kind of art style we've had. I like how consistent these have been. So you get all the keys there. I think you get everything from the set. Do they have everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think. I think maybe there's one dude missing from this. Kyoryuger, I think, is not on this box on the side. So that's kind of weird. But we have that. And on the top, it just says Ranger Key Set, or Ranger Key After Gokai Hero Set, Memorial Edition. It almost makes it sound like this is a Memorial Edition of a pre-existing set, but this is basically essentially all brand new keys besides 4 of them, which are new versions of older keys. So if I can get this back opened again. So inside, you get the nice tray of Ranger keys, which of course is very gorgeous. And we can kind of just rest the box back over there, like that. So inside you get the user manual, which just teaches you how to use a Ranger Key. And you can see, I don't even need to take it out of this plastic. It just shows you put it in the Mobirates, you can click it for additional phrases, you know how to use it, stuff like that. I think it says right here that it doesn't really do anything in the Otakare navigation mode, the treasure navigation, I think is what that's basically saying. So there is that. But here is all of the keys in the tray. So let's go ahead and get them out and take a closer look at all of them. Alright, so here are the 11 keys out of the package, and I was barely able to get everybody lined up here and still keep it in the frame, so I feel like that was a pretty good accomplishment. So obviously we have Go Busters through Zenkaiger, which this is an absolutely gorgeous set. So 7 of these keys, so from ZyuohEagle onwards, are absolutely brand new. They had never seen a release before. They are the keys, well, 6 of these are the keys featured in the film. Now technically all of these reds appear in the film on the big key base thing that was in the bad guy's room. The Zenkaiger key didn't actually exist in the film. It is a, as of right now, non-canon Ranger key. It never appeared on screen. It's just kind of included in here, and it's obviously a welcome inclusion. These ones are basically just here to fill in the gaps between Gokaiger and ZyuohEagle, and also it's really nice to have them for at least Kyoryuger, Tokuichigo, and Ninja, because those 3 were previously locked into very expensive premium Bandai sets. Thankfully, I have the original versions of these keys. I don't have them here at the dorm to compare with, but I do have the original 3 versions of them. I have so many Red Buster keys at this point. He was a very abundant key. But they are welcome new additions because of the fact that now they all have the spring gimmick, and also the 3 of these guys now have proper deluxe styled hinges and don't have the Gashapon style hinges that most of the premium sets did. And like I said, these are all brand new. It is unfortunate that we only have the Red Rangers now of these teams because we have none of their other team members. These are the only Zyuohger through Cure Major keys that we have. It's better than nothing. I can at least give them that, and I'm still extremely thankful and literally cannot believe, even as they are right in front of my face, like 3 feet away from me, I cannot believe that these are real. I've wanted them to be real for so many years, and they're here, and they look fantastic. And then the Zenkaiger key, being kind of this big new representative of Sentai, he absolutely deserves to get a key, and I'm so happy he's here. So, of course, we're going to test all these guys out in the Memorial Edition Mobirates. Now, none of these will work in the original Mobirates. They're all going to just say generic stuff in there. And also, none of these are going to work in the Legend Mobirates, except for, I think, Red Buster. I'm not 100% sure if they changed the key cut on Red Buster. Unfortunately, and I should have thought this through, I did not bring one of my Red Buster keys up here to check that. It could be. I don't necessarily see why it wouldn't be, because the original Red Buster key did work in here and read it as Red Buster or read it as Go Busters. So I think that they probably didn't change that one because they really didn't need to. These 3 are definitely brand new key cuts because they all had the exact same key cut before, because they never bothered and never were going to have plans to release some Mobirates that could have read them differently. So they didn't have different key cuts, so obviously they do now. And obviously these are all going to be brand new key cuts so that they can do stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look at each of these keys individually, and then we'll test out their sounds. So here is Red Buster. So it looks very, very good. Now, some people, like I said, have had some paint problems with these. Weird QC. Mine has a tiny little chip on the visor, I think, or on the silver part there. But it's so minor, I don't care. But I'm still going to point it out, the tiny little defects, just so you can, be aware of them. So this is essentially like any other deluxe Red Buster key that you've probably ever had, or Candy Toy, or Gashapon, except for the fact that it has the button there now, which will allow it to flip into the key and have the Go Busters logo, and obviously it has the nice kind of metallic-y plastic that was on all of the Memorial keys, and overall just looks like a lot better of a key overall. But we've had a deluxe Go Busters Red Ranger key before, so it's not anything too crazy. And that's it for that one. So every single one of these has 2 key button or 2 sound phrases that we can get out of that. So that's really cool. And if you've seen my news video I did last week, Power Rider, a friend of mine, found out that there's actually a sound in here for Dobutsu Sentai Go Busters as well, where after you would click that, it would say Busters Ready Go, and you clicked it again, it would say Tokume Sentai Go Busters and not, sorry, it would say Dobutsu Sentai Go Busters and not Tokume Sentai Go Busters. So it's possible we could get a key with that someday, but who knows. So that is Red Buster. I cannot wait to see how long this lineup lasts. I've already had a couple wobblers. ZyuohEagle's wobbling over there right now, so we'll see how long that lasts. So our first duplicate from a premium Bandai set is Kyoryu Red. Now, I always thought that the Kyoryu Ranger key set was absolutely gorgeous. It's one of my favorite key sets that I've ever had the privilege of being able to own. And here it is again, released for people who never were able to get it when it came out back in 2013. Because it's a very, very expensive set. I totally get it. Because it had all the Kyoryugers, it had Torin in it, it had Carnival. So there it is. It looks gorgeous. They have the darker, kind of tint on the arms and everything, which looks really nice. The Gabutira, I forgot his name for a second, looks really, really good on the chest. And kind of the big QC problem with this one for a lot of people were on the teeth on the visor. But mine turned out pretty good, in my opinion. I really don't have any problems with that. So all good there. He has a nice deluxe hinge now. It's the best version of this key that we're ever going to be able to get. And it, of course, can auto flip. If my thumb wasn't in the way, let's try that again. It can auto flip. And there is the Kyoryuger logo, which the last time we got this key, it had all the copyright information down there. So it's very nice to not have that there anymore. And now it's actually going to work in the Mobirates. I love it. So there's that one. So you get the brand new Kyoryuger phrases in there. Something that we never were able to have before. Now the next key is probably one that a lot of people definitely don't have. And that is Toku Ichigo. Because the only time we got him before, was in 2015's Rainbow Edition set, which is the most expensive Ranger key set they have ever made, even to this day. That had 40 keys in it. So if you wanted to complete your Red Ranger collection, that was always going to be very difficult trying to track that set down. But here you can just get it in a lot cheaper of a set that has a lot more reds. But there it is, pretty much the same kind of key we had back then. So the visor looks really good. They have the molded train track all the way around, which looks really cool. You have the little like smokestack, I guess, at the top, which is kind of hard to see, but it's there. You have the nice one. Very, very nice. That key set is very nice. It's just very ridiculous how many keys they threw in there. So there's the Tokuichigo logo. Like I said, just like with Kyoryuger, the first time we haven't had copyright information down there. So definitely a very nice version of this key. I love it. So, like, they went all out with the team phrases on these ones. It's really fun. And then finally, for the duplicate keys in here, of ones that I already own, we have Akaninger from Ninja. So this one was one of the keys that was in the final Ranger key set ever released, Ranger key set 2000th edition at the beginning of 2017, which that set is essentially half Akaninger variants, because it's all the different versions that we had throughout the season. But overall, the key is exactly the same. I said this in my unboxing, but I always thought that the Ranger key set 2000th edition keys felt very cheap, like they used a different kind of plastic at the end. And so I always felt like they just felt weird. They felt more like oily plastic. This one, though, feels great. This is exactly like a nice version of a key that I would have wanted. So it's definitely going to be a nice kind of replacement. And also, I think the original Akaninger key was definitely a lot more of a darker red that made it kind of stand out from other Red Rangers, and it really didn't need to be, or it really shouldn't have been. So it's nice to get a nice matching kind of Red Ranger key for Akaninger. And obviously for paint details, I think mine turned out very, very nicely. I'm very happy with that. And just like the other three, it's the first time we've had an Ninja key without the copyright information. So here it is in the phone. Very fun. I just love that they, have them all have two key presses now. Like, that's just kind of unique and something I wouldn't have expected. So next up, we have a key that should have happened a very long time ago, in my opinion. Judo Eagle, our first brand new Ranger key we've ever had. Obviously we've also had the Galleon key as well, but like this is our first traditional brand new Ranger key we've had in this entire thing that isn't just a re-release with a fancy button. And it's gorgeous. It's so good. One of the first new ones used in the film. They got the boots so nicely. The eagle on the chest is printed gorgeously. The helmet is sculpted very, very nicely. Mine maybe has a weird little paint thing on the beak, but it looks fine. Yeah, this is it, man. They did it. I've wanted this for so long. He was advertised on the box of Ranger Key Set 2000th edition. Never advertised as a key, just the Ranger himself was present, because that was a Zyuoheiger kind of based set, and they didn't include any Zyuoheigers in it. So now we finally have our 40th anniversary Sentai representative here, and I'm very, very happy. What I'm not so happy about is this, and it's not bad. I get it, because the Zyuoheiger logo is that black logo with all the animals on it. It looks really nice, but to make it not blend in with the typical Ranger Key black backgrounds on the key sticker, they gave it this like light gray, which makes it stand out from every other Ranger Key ever. The Gokaiger photo book thing that came with the Galleon key does prove that this is movie accurate. We never really got to see this though. So the toy did it right, it's just weird. But I get it. I get why they did it because of the logo and everything. But it definitely just makes it stand out. Alright, and then moving on, we have one of my favorite Sentai from the last 10 years. We have Q Ranger, a team that I would absolutely love to get a full key set of, especially with how nice that they did Shishi Red here, which, like, look at this. Gorgeous. They have so much silver detail on here on the legs. and on the torso, on the arms, on the chest, obviously. The helmet is very well done. They even made sure to make this the dark light, or the dark blue, and not like a black like it's supposed to be, which is just a really nice touch. Like, that could have just been black and I wouldn't have really thought anything else of it. But they did it. They nailed it. Mine has a tiny little paint, like, spot right there, I guess, but it's fine. Looks very, very pretty as a Ranger key, and I'm blown away. I really am. Like, that looks so good. Could you imagine a whole set of these? I really want to know how they would do a Koguma Sky Blue in the key line. And also, like, some of the other weird, unique keys, you know what I mean, that this season would kind of bring. Because, like, you had things like Sasori Orange with a tail and stuff. Obviously, they wouldn't give him one, but, like, things would kind of look strange with key forms like this. Shishi Red being kind of the only normal-looking Q Ranger, I think it makes it work the best. So there is the Q Ranger logo there, exactly what you would expect it to look like. It's a key. It finally exists for Q Ranger. And then next up, we have the first of two keys from one show, because obviously they're not going to just make one of them. So we have Lupin Red from Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger. Now this one is definitely the one that turned out the worst for me QC-wise, but it still is an absolute gorgeous key. Mine has a weird amount of, like, paint, like, I don't know, like, scratch off, I guess, there on the boot, which looks a little strange. Mine just came like that out of box. And also he has a little, like, black paint speck on his visor there. But besides that, it turned out perfectly fine. And from a distance, you're not going to notice it. But this suit translated perfectly to a Ranger key. I mean, obviously the only thing missing is the cape, but, like, they were never going to put a cape on a Ranger key. If they would do that, they would have given one to, like, Go Ranger and Maji Ranger and stuff, probably. But obviously keys don't do that. So this looks really good. You have the Lupin Ranger logo there. I mean, these are already kind of simplistic designs relatively, so, like, they translate very well to a key. And I love having this, especially with Gokai Red here, since they are both returning for the Zenkaiger versus Kira Major film. So they're a nice little pair to have together now. So here is key mode for this guy. So there is the Kaizo Sentai Lupin Ranger logo. And obviously, when we did this before, when we just typed in the season number, it gave us both of them together, but this is, like, the only way to get them uniquely separated. Love that one. So the whole, like, thief thing, it just really works well with the pirate stuff too. So this is, like, a perfect Ranger key to have in the toy line. So next up, we have his little partner here. We have Pato Ichigo from Pato Ranger, which also looks fantastic. I mean, I think the only thing that looks weird on mine is, like, you see, like, these kind of lines around the chest mold. I feel like they didn't put enough white paint on there or something. I don't know if you can even notice that. There's, like, a weird little faint lines on them. But it's fine. Like, overall, they really did good. The badge looks nice. They painted the little gold logo and everything up there. It looks like it's pretty roughly centered. Maybe it's a little off-centered there in the middle on the badge, but they got it printed there on the chest. Another design that just really translated very nicely to Ranger keys from the last 10 years, and I'm happy that we have it. So there is the Pato Ranger logo, and in the Mobirates, love it. So there is that. And then next up, we have our current Power Rangers team. Obviously not Power Rangers here, but we have Ryusoul Red from Ryusoldier, or Dino Fury Red if you want to call it that. So here he is. Looks very good as well. I mean, this is going to be a common theme here. They got the silver arm, which, I mean, obviously this isn't like an actual silver arm, but, like, it makes sense to just be a printed piece there for a Ranger key. Helmet, done very, very nicely. I'm very happy with how that turned out. Paint-wise and everything, too, it looks good on mine. You got the nice bolt there on the chest. Looks more accurate on the design here than it does on the Lightning figure, that's for sure. But coming down here, Everything is nicely painted, and it's just a very nice looking key. Obviously, I think the only problem I have with it is the fact that like the silver continues down there and the little bolt doesn't because of the little key. I don't know what that's supposed to be. It's on every single Ranger key ever. I guess it's just a thing for the hinge, but obviously that's just kind of the design of the key, so that's not really a fault of the key itself. But there's the Soldier logo, and putting it into the Mobirates. What do you think it's going to do? And then our final Red Ranger in the set, and the final key used in Gokaiger, we have Kirame Red from Kira Major. So this key is really good. I love the design that they did there. The tampography on the gem looks fantastic. They even got the shoulder pads on here. The helmet looks really good. I think he's supposed to have a white trim underneath there, right? But it's Ranger key accurate to where they wouldn't do something like that. So I think it looks really good. You have a little bit of, they have even tiny bit of silver painted above the visor, which is just an awesome detail. It's so good. Like, this key is perfect. And I love Kira Major, so I'm very happy to have him as a Ranger key. Here is the logo for Kira Major, and here it is in the phone. So that one just has one phrase. Interesting. I mean, I guess they don't have anything else they say after their initial like team roll call phrase, so that does make sense. But it makes it a little bit unique here. And then finally we have, like I said earlier, our only non-canon key here. Good old Zenkaiger, also our only not Red Ranger key in here. But it is a team leader. Unfortunately, Zenkaiger got skipped out here with a key. However, we do know from Power Rider that there is a sound for Zenkaiger in Mobirates, so maybe we will actually get a key for him after all. There's actually sounds in there for the rest of the entire Zenkaiger team. So here is Zenkaiger here, which just looks fantastic. I mean, look at this. They captured the, look at the gold as it reflects with the light. They captured all the rainbow detail all over the place. Let's get a closer look there. I mean, it's so good. They sculpted the 45 there, which you can probably barely see, but there is a sculpted 45. It's so tiny, but it's there. They got the nice blue, the visor there. A lot of people had problems where this silver line wasn't very centered, but mine looks pretty good. It's so good. The back here, he has this copyright sticker, which I think is their solution to not putting it on the actual key sticker piece like it used to be. And I think there actually is a key like this in the 35 Red set, but I never noticed, but to be honest. But I don't remember who has it, but somebody has that sticker as well. And you can just peel that right off. I'm not sure, I don't remember if any of the Gokaigers had that, but it was something that I never knew was there on these memorial keys until it was pointed out to me. Obviously, also very nice too is that his antenna are kind of a soft plastic, so they're not going to snap off. I mean, I wouldn't try to snap them off, but just a nice detail there. And here it is in key form, very pretty white key. You get the Zenkaiger logo there, very colorful. I love it. It's my favorite key in this set, and I even though it's the only one not canon, but it's so good. There it is. So what's very interesting is that after a third press, it doesn't say anything, but there is an actual sound in here for a key that surprisingly isn't this one, to where you put it in there, it says Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger, it says the roll call, it says the Zenroku Zenkai, and then you click it a third time and it says Zenkaiser, just like the Gokaiger keys where you click it a second time and it would say like Gokai Red, Gokai Blue, etc. And that's how we know that there's sounds for the other Rangers in here. So we know that there's some version of a key out there that makes it say Zenkaiger on a third press, but this key doesn't do it. Although I should prove that, actually. It doesn't do it, though. We already tested it out. So it just goes back to that. But there is other sounds in here to where there's one that after a third press it says Zenkai Jiron, Zenkai Gaon, Zenkai Majin, Zenkai Vroon. Now the True Kaiser key that we know we actually are getting, that one has already been advertised to have a unique sound, and it does actually not say Zenkaiger, I think. I think it just says to Kaiser when you put the key in, which basically just makes it sound like a sound from the deleter. And then you click it, and it actually says like yo ho hoy and everything in it. I love it. It's perfect. So I cannot wait for that key to come out in the Memorial Gokai Cellular release. But that's it. That's going to do it for the Ranger Key set After Gokai Edition. So this set was about $90 on Toku Collectibles when I got it, when I pre-ordered it. And that was including shipping and everything. So it was actually a relatively cheap Ranger Key set. I mean, it's definitely expensive. I totally get it. I mean, the price for key there is not as good as the 35 Red set. But in sentimental value to me, or actual like appreciation for this set is way more worth it. I don't really recommend the 35 Red set because I don't think that the keys are very good in there. They just have the flip gimmick, which I talked about in the initial video, but this set is perfect. It's such a good set for so many reasons, because first of all, if you collected all the Red Rangers during Gokaiger, you might have a spare Go Busters key around somewhere, because those were very abundant back in 2012 actually. But if you only ever had up to Gokaiger back in the day, well, here you go. I mean, it's a perfect set. Especially, I know a lot of people were just Red Ranger collectors because they were the easiest keys to get. So, like, this is absolutely fantastic. If you're a fan of the movie, you get a vast majority of the new keys that were in the film here. You don't get the Kirame Silver key that was in the film, but that hasn't been confirmed release whatsoever yet, so you're not really missing it. It's just so good. It goes so well with the stuff that's already been released. It goes so well with people who didn't buy everything. It's perfect, obviously, if you have the Memorial Mobirates. You really need the Memorial Mobirates to get the full appreciation out of it. Or maybe you're just a key collector who just wants them on display. Totally get that as well. This is fantastic, so I highly, highly recommend it. But that's going to be the end of the review, basically, here. I do want to show off a big group shot, which is going to take a second to set up. But here is every single Super Sentai team leader from Go Ranger through Zenkaiger, done in Ranger keys. Alright, there it is. It certainly took a second, but here is every single Red Ranger in their Memorial Key version from Akaranger all the way up to Zenkaiser. We even have Akared 35 here. This is really pretty. So this finally gives us keys from here onward. So obviously they did a vast majority of them before. It was just always a shame that they stopped at 39 and never gave us 40 onward, but now we have it. So this looks fantastic. I love this so much. And it's already out of date. So it's kind of a shame that we don't have a key for Don Momotaro from Don Brothers, but hey, this is fine. Getting 45 teams. Hey, I mean, I would love to get a Don Momotaro key someday, just saying. But this is definitely very pretty. I love how this looks. I'm so happy we can do this now with either the original 35 keys, if you have the original Go Busters, through the Ninja keys, but obviously our brand new keys now up here in the front, not counting Akared, that we never had before until this set. So this is so cool, and I'm happy we were able to pull something like this off. And that's it. Thank you all for watching, and of course, until next time, you guys can follow me on Twitter at LivingRangerKey or at LightningFigPR. And who knows when the next key set thing is going to be. I mean, obviously it's going to be the Memorial Gokai Cellular, which comes out in September, but who knows if we're going to get a key set after this. This could be our last key set, but I do think that we're going to get a key set for 6 Rangers at least. And hey, I would absolutely love something like this for Blues, Yellows, anybody else, you know, to get the other team members. Like, we really need the other team members of these guys, especially Zenkaiger, since there's all those unique sounds for them. We have these guys as team members, but I know people will want them again. But, like, come on, please do it, Bandai. I mean, this is fantastic, but you got it. See you all next time.